Young Stephen McCrae was a chef of the highest degree, who ran a five-star restaurant down by the sea.
He was famous for making a delicate golden soufflé that rose like a cloud on a beautiful summer display.
But Stephen was terribly anxious about a critique from a food critic coming to taste his creations this week.
The critic was famous for being incredibly mean, the harshest reviewer the city had ever yet seen.
So Stephen instructed his kitchen to clean every spot
and watch every timer and burner and bubbling pot.
The critic arrived with a notebook and sat by the wall, looking quite snobbish and not at all friendly at all.
Stephen poured all of his skill into making the dish, ignoring the salads and steaks and the baskets of fish.
He whipped up the egg whites, he folded the chocolate in, and placed the soufflé in the oven with a nervous grin.
It baked to perfection, it rose to a marvelous height, a masterpiece born of a chef's culinary mind.
Stephen placed the hot tray on a cart with a flourish of pride,
and wheeled it out into the dining room, glowing inside.
But Stephen was wearing new clogs that were slippery and slick, and fate was preparing to play a ridiculous trick.
A waiter had dropped a small noodle right next to the rug, and Stephen's left foot caught the pasta and gave a great tug.
His legs went out wide like a dancer performing a split,
as he slid across the dining room, enjoying no bit.
The cart went hit a pillar, the tray took a leap in the air,
and the golden soufflé went flying right into space there.
It turned 3 neat circles above all the tables and wine,
before landing squarely upon the food critic's design.
It didn't explode or go splat on his jacket or vest.
It dropped on his head like a hat or a velvety nest.
The hot chocolate crown sat perfectly straight on his hair,
while the dining room froze in a silent, terrified stare.
Stephen closed his eyes tightly and waited to hear the man roar,
and demand that the restaurant close up its operations and door.
But the critic reached up with a spoon and took a small bite,
and his sour expression transformed into absolute delight.
"It's light as a feather,"
the critic declared with a cheer,
"the best way to serve a dessert that I've seen
all this year."
He gave the restaurant 5 stars for the daring display,
and Stephen became the most famous grand chef of the day.
Though he never quite mastered the art of walking on grease,
his chocolate hat trick had brought him a marvelous piece.
the moral of Stephen's great tumble
is easy to trust.
Sometimes a disaster
can turn a critique to a bust.